Hello, and welcome back to the coronavirus update video 21.0. Like always, I'm coming live from my little daughter's nursery, stuck in Spain, but actually we're safe in Spain. Not necessarily stuck in Spain, but safe in Spain. Today's date is Sunday, the 5th of April 2020. And thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for always coming back. And thank you guys for clicking that like button, the share button, and giving recommendations as well. Over the last couple of days now, we've been getting a lot of different recommendations and all the messages that you guys are writing just to thank what I'm doing. I really appreciate it. I really do. I never thought anything like this would grow this big, but we're over 3,300 likes on this page, over 6,000 followers. And all I'm trying to do is just help and help and help. Well, today's video, like every single Sunday, it is a question and answer video. I'm going to be doing question and answers, anything that you guys comment in. I'm going to try and answer it as much as possible, but yeah, basically this is what we like to do on Sunday. We spend about half an hour all together just talking, answering your questions, and you guys answering each other's questions as well, which is always really helpful. So if you have a question about anything related to coronavirus in Spain, then drop a comment down below, and hopefully I'll be able to get an answer to it. Again, it's getting very difficult because yesterday, for example, we had up to the 900 people live watching. We had over 600 comments. And over the last 24 hours, I've been bombarded with hundreds of private messages and comments asking different things. So it's very difficult for me to reply. It does get very time consuming as well when some of the answers are very repetitive as well. So I'm going to try and answer the majority on them today. So first of all, I want to know where you guys are watching from. We did this a couple of days ago. So where are you guys watching from? Are you in Spain, and whereabouts are you watching in Spain? If you're back in the UK, tell me, what's it like? What's the weather like where you are at the moment? What city are you watching from? If you're in another European country, even if you're not in a European country, let me know where you guys are, because it's always good to see how far these videos get. We had people from the Philippines watching a couple of days ago, from the United States, Canada. So, you know, these videos are getting far and wide, so it's really nice to see where you guys are watching from. So comment down below where you're watching from, and hi to everyone out there. Okay, so like always, at the start of the videos, I like to do a quick rundown on the numbers, the general statistics of Spain and the coronavirus in Spain. So as it stands on the 5th of April 2020, there are 130,000 people infected. This is 6,000 over the previous 24 hours, which has been reduced from the normal 8,000, which we've been seeing over the last 2 or 3 days. So we're now down to 6,000 in the last 24 hours, which again, it's you know, a large number over the 24 hours of people who've started to be infected, but these numbers are being reduced at the moment. So it's good. It's very good. The number of people who have recovered, we're just below the 40,000. We're on 38,000 people who have recovered from the coronavirus, and this is 3,861 over the previous 24 hours. So again, this number is staying quite high, which is good. This is what we want to see, especially when we're talking about that different peak. So this is good. You know, this is definitely good. Unfortunately, there are 12,418 deaths, but this has gone down by a couple of hundred. Now, over the last 24 hours, there's been 674 over the previous day, but this is actually the lowest it has been in the last 10 days. So the rate of death is the lowest that it's been in 10 days. You know, it's been up to the 800s, almost 900s for a good while now, but we are now down to the lowest it's been in 10 days. So this is fantastic news. So what can we take away from this? Well, from what government officials are saying with the live feeds they were saying today, you know, we could be seeing this peak. You know, they still need more information. They're not going to go just on one specific day. They still need consecutive days to be able to make sure that we are over this hump and we are now on the decline. So at the moment, things are looking up. You know, I've got a smile on my face. You know, we're still losing a lot of people per day, but it's getting to a stage now where the hospitals are going to be able to manage all of the people going in who are infected with the coronavirus. They're going to be able to manage the ICU units. So this is this is all good news, from people who I've spoken to, nurses and doctors in Spain. They're starting to be less stressed, and it's starting to become manageable now in the hospitals. So fingers crossed, we are almost there. So yeah, a lot of people have been asking about the peak. We could see it. We could be getting the announcement over the next couple of days. I think Tuesday or Wednesday, I think we will probably be, hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be seeing a lot of the government officials saying we are at the peak now, so we still have to recover. We still have to make sure that we're on lockdown and still staying at home. But this is going to be recovering a lot faster than some of the other countries out there. So fingers crossed for this. Also, I'm going to quickly update you on some of the news. Yesterday we talked about the lockdown. Now, yes, the lockdown has been officially announced. It has been extended to the 26th of April. However, this still needs to be approved by Congress. Most likely it will be approved by Congress because this is exactly what happened last time they did the extension. So again, it's not official as in put into place by law, but this is probably going to be accepted in the Congress, and we are going to be going until the 26th of April. Now, if this is the case, hopefully on the 12th of March, I hope that the president will start to put in different rules and maybe go back to the original rules that we had in the first lockdown in the first 2 weeks, where not just essential workers will be able to go out, but a lot of the majority of people will be able to go to offices, but under precautions of wearing a mask and stuff like this. And this is actually what they touched on the news, especially today. Masks are probably going to be needed after the 12th, when we're allowed out a bit more. Well, this, if it gets announced. And basically what they've been doing in Italy, they have to wear a mask to be able to go out now. So shopping, going to the pharmacies, anything at all, you have to wear a mask. But they've actually said it's not necessarily a mask, but something to cover your face. So whether it is a makeshift one with a cloth that you've made at home, or even using a scarf, this is actually permitted in Italy. So if this is the case and they're going to be implementing this in Spain, then all good. I think it's all good and all positives here as well. Most likely as well, when we do come out of the lockdown, I think there'll be new rules and different rules going to be made out and put out to the nation. But I think it's going to be different rules per region per se, because the majority of the infections and people who have died have been in Madrid and Barcelona. These are the towns in Castilla-La Mancha as well. I think these places will probably have stricter rules, whereas other places, I think they might have a bit more lenient rules where we'll be able to go out as long as we're wearing a mask or something like this. So yeah, all good news there. Also, there's a few more temporary hospitals that are going to be opening up. There's one in Alicante, one in Malaga, and another one in Valencia as well. So this is, again, good news. They're trying to keep up with the virus and making sure that we still have enough beds and hospital services for everyone. So that's all good news as well. And the biggest news, of course, this is coming up to Easter week, and a lot of people are going from the mainland Spain all the way down to the coast where they've got their second residency. This is going to be a big mission from the government to mark down on the Guardia Civil, the police, and even the state, the army. They have all come in and they are stopping anyone that should be travelling without correct permission. So hopefully what we can see over the next couple of days is a lot of stop checks, a lot of police stop checks on the main roads, motorways, and villages going down to the coastal area as well, and that's including Valencia, Murcia, and Almeria. I think with the Guardia Civil locking down on this and seeing on their official page the amount of fines that they've been putting out and the amount of people they have caught where they've had their car full to the brim with suitcases, bags, shopping just to go down to the coast, they're cracking down on it. Now, I said about this yesterday, and some people have said, oh, never snitch on your neighbour. Okay, I'm sorry, we're in a different situation right now. You have to be a law-abiding citizen. If you see someone who is going into their secondary home, you haven't seen them in months, and they are now just arriving, the best thing to do is call the police, okay? I know a lot of people say, well, I'm not going to call on the police, I'm not going to be a snitch. Well, okay, I'm going to be an adult about this, and I'm actually scared, well, not scared, I'm, preoccupied for my health. I don't want people coming down from Madrid, let's say, and infecting the area that I'm in, even though we've been doing so well. So if you do have any neighbours or anything that you're just not sure, maybe they're coming down from for the weekend or a week and they've stocked up and you can see them taking out suitcases and stuff like this, best thing to do is to call the police 112 and they will be able to send someone out to the addresses and to monitor that area especially, okay? Right, let's get to the live question and answers. I'm going to quickly go on to my Facebook here. I'm going to watch myself, but also go into the comment section here, okay? So let's have a look. Are you saying we might get the restrictions relaxed a bit on the 12th, like maybe going out for a walk and keeping 2 meters apart? Henry Mooney. Well, the way everything's going, the way I think the government are portraying the release of the 12th, I think they've got something that they're going to plan. You know, nothing is official. And until they announce it, that's when we get the news. But I think the way everything is going, and with the numbers going down gradually, I think there will be lighter restrictions. I don't know what they will be. I'm just putting my predictions out there, especially, okay? Let's have a look. Any more comments? We've had a few. Just all highs. So good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Well done, Adrian. I need some questions, guys. Okay, is it true? I was told by people in England that China have got more cases. I know, only trust you. No, actually, I've read completely different. Wuhan, where it actually came out originally, they're back to almost a normal life. They're able to go out, they're able to go to parks with their kids, they're able to do exercise, they're able to go to market. They're all wearing masks because that's what the law states now, but they're all going back to normal. So yeah, maybe the whole of China, there are going to be cases coming out, but the main city of Wuhan, where it was ground zero basically, they're all getting back to a normal life now. It's still take another month or so for them to be able to get all over this completely, but I think I don't think China exactly are the main threat at the moment. I think personally speaking, I think the main threats at the moment, which I'm hoping is not going to happen, but with what I've been seeing online, with what I've seen from videos of people in the UK sharing and sending me videos of the UK especially, the people aren't taking the lockdown especially very, very seriously. They're out meeting friends in the park, having picnics, and seeing these videos, you know, it makes me angry because we've been through this here in Spain. We know exactly what is going to be happening. So I'm just hoping that people in the UK are going to start taking this a little bit more seriously, especially. Okay, can we get information on our immediate area of Binifar? I don't think so. It may be on government pages or your town hall page. They might have some information out there, but they normally do it in regions and split in regions. I know some people have been able to get postings on their town hall and being able to share it, so that's the best advice that I can give you there. Paula Reach, happy Sunday, Paula. Let's have a look. Is it working? Let's hang in there. No, lots of different things. So good to know the lockdown is working. Hopefully UK will follow suit and stop people going out too. Yeah, I do agree, Susan, just as I was talking about as well. Okay, I have an appointment at the hospital for my monthly blood test on Wednesday. Should I still go? Brad, if you still have a blood test, most of these have actually been cancelled. The ones that are not essential, these have been cancelled. But the best advice I can give you is to ring the hospital or the medical centre you go to and see if they are open, and see if they are still continuing with these appointments, because they're only sticking to the essential appointments at the moment. Well, that's what they should be doing anyway. Let's continue on. Wow, a lot of people here. Okay, your opinion, if one has an appointment at the hospital, not that important, better to cancel. Yes, Vivian, if you do have an appointment and you don't think it is essential, maybe it's something that you could get done in a month's time or in 6 weeks' time, yes, I would definitely recommend cancelling it, just in case of infection. You know, hospitals are the main places of the coronavirus at the moment, so, you know, just extend it if you can for another month or so. You know, we've only got 20 days to go now, so if in 20 days you've got the appointment still, then yeah, you can still go for it. Let's have a go. Any ferries leaving soon? Tony, ferries, of what I've been watching from Brittany Ferries especially, they have now cancelled all shipments for public private cars and stuff like that. They are still going away with frets or sailing with freights and emergencies only. But as I'm aware, they haven't started announcing when they will be coming back. I guess they're waiting for yeah, I guess they're waiting for the news on the lockdown and when it's going to be uplifted. So if it's the 26th, I reckon the 28th, 29th, 30th, I think that's when they'll start opening up ferry lines especially. Okay, the person who got fined €600 for walking his dog 10 meters, ask again. Yeah, we did hear about this. I haven't actually, when I hear stories like this, I always like to try and get to the person who was fined, because it's like Chinese whispers. It's always, well, my neighbor said this of a person who said this, who actually had this, and it gets almost Chinese whispers kind of thing. So I always try to message the people, and actually we had someone messaged me the other day of a man who his family caught a flight back to the UK. They've now been under lockdown because two of them out of the three of them have the coronavirus, and they were searching for people who were on the plane. I've tried messaging that person directly, but he never came back to me, so I'm not going to share any information because I'm not 100% sure on it. Can I go to the nearest large supermarket, or do I have to use a small shop in the village? Keith, it has been said many, many times, unfortunately, you do have to stick with your nearest supermarket at the moment, okay? Now, as Easter week is now here, there are going to be a lot more cars of Guardia Civil, police, stop checks. If you are caught going to a supermarket that is not the closest to you, you will be fined, okay? So be very careful with that. And I know a lot of people have been saying, well, what's the difference between a shop and a supermarket? My neighbour said a shop isn't a shop and a supermarket is a supermarket. We're on a lockdown, and it is a state of emergency. You have to just try and make sure that you can abide by the laws as much as possible. If it's an emergency, then yes, you can go. But if you can survive on the food that they've got in your local shop for at least a week or 2 weeks, I think that's going to be the best thing you can do. You should not be going to any other supermarkets out there, okay? Will the restaurants be able to open to get a coffee? Well, hopefully. I don't think it's going to be happening on the 12th because, again, that will be mass gatherings happening. I think from the 26th onwards, if everything still goes the way it's going at the moment, I think, yes, cafes and restaurants will soon start opening up after the 26th, especially. I need gas. My nearest place is San Miguel. I live in Los Dolores. 10 to 15 minutes. Am I okay to get there? When you say gas, is this a butane tank or a bottle? Because if this is the case, then yes, you can go to go to the nearest, well, it's a petrol station, I guess, where you're getting it from. Try and see if there are any other ones that are closer, because the police will, if you are stopped, they will ask you where is the nearest one or why you're going and stuff like this. So yeah, I think that's going to be the best thing. Jan Edwards, removals and notary. Okay, removal companies and moving companies. At the moment, the government has said you should not be moving. They've actually put out a piece of information yesterday, which I got sent. I'm going to get it translated. And I will be talking about it tonight, actually, but I'll go into that afterwards. And notary offices as well. As of speaking at the moment, the notary offices are only open for emergency appointments, but house sales and stuff like this, they're not going to be opening up. It will be after hopefully the 26th. Maybe it will be after the 12th, but I doubt it, okay? When do you actually think we will be able to travel again, i.e. to the UK? 26th. Again, because the president has put the extension onto the 26th, I don't think any travel is actually going to be permitted until the 26th or after the 26th, if everything keeps going the way it's going at the moment, okay? Okay, Deanne Pete. No, this is quite a simple question. Are we allowed to visit a supermarket to obtain office supplies? I'm self-employed and currently working from home and urgently need ink cartridges. Oof. Okay, the best thing you can do there is probably go online and try to find the ink cartridges that you need. I would not recommend going to a supermarket specifically for stationery products. Get the stuff online. I've still been ordering stuff online. I've been able to get it from Amazon, eBay, no problem whatsoever. I've got 2 packages arriving on Tuesday. I'm able to follow the tracking as well, so that's what I would recommend especially, okay? Let's continue on. Okay, we can't expect everything to open on the 26th. We have to take it bit by bit to make sure that we don't go back to square one. Yes, Jackie Miller, I completely agree with you on that. This is why I said at the start of the video, I think there will be different rules in different areas, and they will start producing, okay, the construction workers can now start again, and then maintenance workers, you can start again, and then office workers, you can now go back. Okay, now restaurants, you can open up, or cafes first and then restaurants. I think they'll do it in this kind of manner, okay, I hope so. Any news on rent and mortgage payments? No, nothing yet. However, there is some information that I think will be very, very crucial for anyone who wants information about legal requirements on rentals, mortgages, if they need help with anything legal. Tonight at 6 p.m. on Zoom, I will announce it on Facebook. It's an application called Zoom. I'm going to be part of a guest panel speaking in a webinar, speaking with some lawyers and the owners of, Brixpats in Spain. And we're going to be basically talking about all the legal requirements. I've got a lot of questions that you guys have given me. So tonight at 6 p.m, set your alarm. I'll put out a post on this Facebook as well, and you can come and join us and watch the live feed as well. I'll try and post the video a day afterwards so you can watch it too. Let's have a look. Does anyone know how the Torrevieja hospital is doing? Again, that's a good question. The hospitals, as far as I know, this area, Murcia, Valencia, they're actually okay. They're up to about 60 to a 70% occupancy with the ICUs. So I think that they are managing, okay, definitely managing there. Let's have a look. When will I be able to fly? Debs. So, as I said, there are still emergency flights, but the majority are going to London. The best advice that has been given out at the moment, and the advice that I would give, try and stay where you are. I know some people have got emergencies that they have to try and get back for maybe a member of the family who is not well. Best advice though is try and stay where you are. Even if you're not a resident in Spain, stay where you are. That's going to be the best thing. Okay, lots of Brits here obeying rules. Why can't they in the UK? Good question. I wonder if anyone else can answer that in the comments below there. No, let's have a look. Geo Shoes called. Okay, you're brilliant. You guys are answering each other's questions here. Okay, what about car hire? We've got a car until the 25th and they might not open to renew. Thanks. Sandra, I think the car hire companies, I think if the way things are going at the moment, they could open up again on the 12th. And again, this is what I was saying about some jobs might be able to go back. You know, at the moment we're on essential workers only, but I think some of the non-essential workers like car hire companies, they might be able to go back to work from the 12th onwards. We don't know if this is official yet, but hey, this could be good information there, especially. Let's continue on. Deaths in Almeria in the last 24 hours. Oh wow, that's very good. Yes, no deaths in Almeria, which is very good. It's always really good to see that, especially. Do you need a proper mask to enter a pharmacy? No, I've actually been into a pharmacy. It will be different rules in different pharmacies, actually. The pharmacy that I went into the other day, a woman came in with just a scarf around her mouth and her nose, and she was allowed in, no problem at all. Are the likes of Amazon delivery people still delivering? Yes, Amazon are still delivering. I'm getting this on a weekly basis. I'm buying things that I need as necessities. Baby formula is a main one that we get. So yes, Amazon is still delivering at the moment. How do you calculate your ERTE payments? This would be a good question to come into the webinar this afternoon at 6 p.m. especially. Let's have a look. The mayor of Guatemala updates us every couple of days, and 2 days ago there were just a few cases in intensive care, and they are coping very well. Plenty of intensive care beds spare. Brilliant, Lynn, that's really good to know. It always really positive to hear about the different areas doing so well in this, especially. Moving on, thank you Linda for answering the question. 70% of the gross salary, that's really good to hear there. Don't want to go to the UK till they get their act together. I agree. Anyone, this is why I said, if you're in Spain at the moment and you want to go back to the UK, stay in Spain. We're a lot safer here, I'll tell you that. Let's have a look. Can we pay for Wi-Fi and electric bills at my bank? Yes, you should be able to. If you've got a barcode on the receipt or the invoice that they've sent you, or the factura, that barcode you can scan on most cash machines and you'll be able to pay from there. Let's have a look. What else can we talk about here? You guys have been answering each other's questions. It's brilliant. Okay, Shelley. I have an elderly person living in my street. He doesn't drive and he needs some heart medication and some things in the supermarket. Can I take them in the car if I sit in the back of my car with me? If stopped by the police, will I get a fine? Okay, Shelley, the best advice I can give you there is do not take the elderly person out of their home. Keep them in isolation because they're the ones at risk at the moment. And you'll see this in all the countries that have started to come out of their lockdowns. They are doing it step by step. And I think the elder generation, they are actually asked to stay in more just because of the high risk. So if you can go for them, that will probably be the best thing that you can do, especially, okay? Let's see if we got any more questions. We'll keep it down to about half an hour video today, so we'll just keep going through. Car tax payment until June, I think. Yes, the car taxes, as far as I've researched, they're going to be extending on until after the lockdown. I don't know if it's going to be going on all the way till June, but yeah, something we'll definitely talk about today in the webinar. I've got those questions already written out, especially. I'm just trying to think. You guys are answering each other's questions. It's brilliant. Let's have a look. My internet company came out to fix my internet. Engineer fully masked with gloves. Very efficient, even in these difficult times. Yes. So these workers, any utility workers, they are still allowed out because it is classed as essential work. If you don't have internet, then yes, they are allowed to come out and try and fix it. How long have I got to pay my car tax? So already answered there, hopefully up until June. From the research we've done, it will go until the end of the lockdown. But yeah, hopefully that will be the case until June. Any more comments here? I'm in the UK. I want to get home to Spain. Hopefully I'll be able to fly on May the 1st. Hopefully so. If you can get flights already booked, then brilliant. Ireland is doing a great job. So proud to be Irish. Good on you. I've got some good Irish friends as well. If you're watching, Avril, thank you very much for being Irish. Great job, guys. They are following our advice here in Spain. Yes, we've been sending a lot of advice out to Ireland as well. I know my Irish friends have been sending out these to their friends. Better off here than the UK. Looks like we'll be here until June now. Keep on applying for refunds from Ryanair. Yes, that's a good point there, actually. Anyone who has had flights cancelled or delayed or anything like this, you can actually get full cash refunds, but they're not giving the options on their webpage. The best thing you can do is just keep trying to ring and ring and ring and get onto the phone to them. They have to, by law, if a flight has been cancelled, they can't just offer a change of flight. They can actually give you a cash refund, but they don't advertise it because, of course, they're going to lose millions doing this, okay? Let's have a look. I've heard water and electric bills are either being postponed or cancelled. Is this true? No. Julie Davies, this hasn't been announced. They were talking about it, definitely. And the president actually said it in his speech yesterday that they are talking with the utility companies, but nothing has been confirmed yet. And to be honest, I don't think anything like that is going to happen, but we shall see. Can I claim back money I have paid for a prescription not on prescription? Yes, if you keep that box, the barcode, take that to the pharmacy after this lockdown is finished and with a prescription from the doctor especially, and they will take that barcode and be able to give you a refund. That's what we've been told anyway. Let's have a look. You guys are answering other questions. Brilliant. Have tried to get online food delivery but had no luck. Any luck? Yes, online food deliveries. I tried doing this as well in Alcampo. And unfortunately, it was booked solid for 2 weeks ahead, so it was a bit difficult to be able to order that. So the best advice is just go to your local, your closest supermarket. Will ITVs be up and running in May? Hopefully so. If ITVs, as in the MOT's garages, they are opening up, then hopefully they'll be open from the 26th onwards. But remember, all ITVs on your cars have been extended for at least 60 days. So hopefully after the 26th of April, you'll have at least another month to be able to get your ITV sorted. I had a refund from EasyJet, but it was €20 short. Oh, it's a bit of a pain. Oh, excuse me. Any more questions? You guys are brilliant. Honestly, you guys answering each other's questions here, it's saving my time so much here, definitely. My husband had a flight to Ireland. Ryanair sent him an email asking if he wanted a refund or rebook, so they are giving you a choice. Fantastic. That's good to see that they are now giving a choice. Self-employed but no bank receipt of Autonomo. Gestora says he can't apply without it. Bank just gives me a copy of my bank statement. She says no good. That's a bit strange actually. You should be able to get your... if you go into your online bank, you can actually click on where that money has come out from, and that is your bank statement to say that you've paid for it. So that's the only receipt that you get from Autonomo. So just look in your bank a little bit carefully there, because that's what it should be. It should be on your bank. It's not the full monthly thing. It's a specific thing to say that you've paid and what date you paid as well. So yeah, it should be on there. Has the yearly council tax been scrapped in August? We don't know this. I'm going to be asking this in the webinar this afternoon. So again, you can join in with this. Okay, one more question. Had a text message from our health centre in Fuente to not go out and not have visitors. Is this standard? Yes, this is standard. This is what we're living in at the moment. You should not be going out. Even if you do have an appointment, most of them have been cancelled as well. So no, you should be not going out, and you should not be meeting up with people, not at all. Okay, let's have a look. I volunteer at Qatari, and I have a document from the Qatari where I am going to will this document still be okay? Will this document be valid? Wow, punctuation, people. Let's have a look. Will this document still be valid? Okay, to be able to go feed and look after the 30 cats or more. I'm worried about being stopped because I live in Suthina and the Qatari is Pina de Campo Verde, but the cats do need to be fed. Yes, this is actually the case, and the police have now been saying that you should only be going once a day to do this, and try and restrict any travel. But as long as you've got documents to say that where you are going and it is official documents, then yes, you are able to do this, okay? Let's have a look. You guys are answering. UK to Spain for holiday this summer. Oh, okay, we'll finish on that, okay? Especially we'll finish on that one. You guys have been answering a lot of this, so we'll finish off this video here. Okay, anyone who is in the UK right now, you guys, if you can share this actually to anyone who is in the UK, any friends or family, share this out to them right now, because I'm speaking directly to the people in the UK. From the videos that I've seen and the videos of people going to the parks, going to beaches because it's nice weather, you need to stop this. We have gone through this in Spain, and we have been locked down twice, and we've been extended twice now, up to the 26th of April. If it continues like this back in the UK, where you're still going out and still meeting with friends, even if it's just one person that you're meeting in the park, you're still at high risk here. So you need to stop this. I know so many of you out there are doing the proper way, and you're self-isolating, you're staying at home, which is fantastic. But for the people who are not doing this, you really need to look at the other countries that have gone through this, and you really need to look at the actual numbers, because every day I'm looking at the numbers of death that keep going up and up and up in Spain. Today we're lucky that we've seen only 600 people die. But for the last 5 days, 800 to 900 people dying every single 24 hours. It's really, really hard. So anyone who is watching in the UK, please stop going out if you don't need to, okay? I know exercise is important and you're allowed to go out for an hour exercise a day. Please try and restrict this as much as possible. Even if you can do just some yoga at home, Pilates at home, you're going to be saving a lot more time and effort in the future when you're locked down even longer. So please just take my advice, take everyone's advice in here as well, because I'm sure all the comments right now, they're going to be saying, yes, stay at home, please listen, okay? So all 650 of you watching right now, if you can share this to anyone who is in the UK, who is in Scotland, Wales, Ireland, even other countries as well that maybe not on a strict lockdown, share this with them, because guys, you really need to stay at home and you need to self-isolate as much as possible, okay? Right, I'm going to finish there. Now, of course, your question of the day today is, if you are back in the UK and you're coming here on summer holidays, what are you going to do this summer holidays? Okay, and actually it could be for anyone who, if you're living in Spain as well, after the lockdown has been lifted, after the April 26th, fingers crossed, and hopefully after May, everything's calmed down a bit more. What are you going to do this summer holiday? Have you got any plans yet? Are you going on holiday anywhere? Are you going to be staying at home, seeing loved ones, friends, families? What are you guys going to be doing this summer holidays? Okay, that's your question of the day. I want some answers down below. But remember, tonight or today, in about an hour and a half's time, I'm going to be going on to a live webinar with Richard Hill from Brexpats in Spain, myself representing Keystyle Properties, my real estate company with my family. And also Beitha and Herida lawyers will be joining us as guest speakers as well. And basically they've invited me on as a guest speaker to basically ask a couple of questions that you guys have been asking. So guys, if you have any questions, write them down below. I've already got a list of some good questions that we're going to be talking about, especially car taxes, taxes in general as well, autonomos, self-employment. We're going to be talking about rental, mortgages as well, and anything related to the coronavirus and what benefits that you guys can get. So if you guys want to join in today at 6 p.m, I'll put the link after this video has finished. I'll put the link up. You guys can come and join us at 6 p.m. tonight, and I think it's going to be a good one. You know, I'm hoping a couple of hundred of you guys are going to join in. They're only predicting about 100 people, so if all of you guys can come and join in, I think it's going to surprise them especially. Right guys, that is it for me today. Remember, 8 p.m. every single night, get onto those balconies, get into those gardens, give a round of applause for all the services that the nurses, doctors, lorry drivers, supermarket workers, anyone who is still working right now. Big round of applause for all of them at 8 p.m. tonight. If you want to play some music, crank it up and make sure you go loud. Guys, I will see you tomorrow exactly the same time at 4 p.m. Until now, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.